Greetings from the History and Mystery channel. Make sure to hit subscribe and give a thumbs up to stay updated with more content like this. Grace Kelly, renowned for her stunning grace and poise, was among Hollywood's most legendary figures in the 1950s. Known for roles in films such as Rear Window and To Catch a Thief, she captivated viewers with her distinctive charm. Remarkably, at the height of her fame, she stepped away from acting to marry Prince Rainier III and become the Princess of Monaco. Joy Lansing, with her radiant beauty and impeccable golden locks, was a standout in Hollywood's golden age during the 1950s and 1960s. She starred in various films and TV shows, most notably excelling in The Beverly Hillbillies and other hits. Off-screen, she endured significant pressure from the industry to uphold unattainable beauty ideals. Anita Ekberg, born in Sweden in 1931, rose to global fame after clinching the Miss Sweden title in 1950. She became a prominent figure in Italian cinema during the 1960s, forever etched in memory for her role in Fellini's La Dolce Vita. With her captivating allure and elegance, she resided in Italy for years, cementing her status as a European film icon. Ava Gardner, with her breathtaking looks and mesmerizing eyes, was one of Hollywood's brightest stars in the 1950s and 1960s. She won hearts in movies like The Barefoot Contessa. Beneath the glitz, her personal life was turbulent, defined by passionate romances, including her marriage to Frank Sinatra, whom she called her greatest love. Marilyn Monroe, a timeless symbol of glamour and allure, dazzled in the 1950s with roles in films like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. With her golden hair and unforgettable smile, she became the ultimate symbol of femininity. However, behind the scenes, she faced personal struggles, including the pressures of fame and the demands of the film industry. Sophia Loren, with her unmistakable beauty and talent, shone in Italian and global cinema as one of the greatest stars of all time. She stood out in classics like Two Women, 1960, for which she won an Academy Award, and Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow, 1963. Born in Naples, she overcame a difficult childhood during World War II to become an eternal symbol of elegance. Audrey Hepburn became one of the greatest icons of cinema and fashion with her refined beauty and timeless style. A star of classics like Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, and an Academy Award winner for Roman Holiday, 1953, she captivated generations with her unique charm and elegance. Later, she dedicated herself to humanitarian causes, becoming a UNICEF ambassador. Elizabeth Taylor, with her striking beauty and unforgettable violet eyes, became one of Hollywood's greatest stars. She shone in iconic films like Cleopatra and Butterfield 8, winning 2 Academy Awards throughout her career. Beyond her glamorous life, she became one of the pioneers in the fight against AIDS in the 1980s, raising millions for the cause. Brigitte Bardot dominated the 1950s and 1960s with her magnetic beauty, starring in iconic films like And God Created Woman, 1956, and Contempt, 1963. In the 1970s, she chose to leave her career to focus on animal protection, founding an organization that became a global reference. In this photo, Anne-Margrethe, the unforgettable Swedish goddess, showcases the vibrant energy and charisma that made her stand out in the 1960s and 1970s. A star of Viva Las Vegas alongside Elvis Presley, she conquered Hollywood as an actress, singer, and dancer. Additionally, she was passionate about motorcycles and amazed fans with her impressive performances on 2 wheels. With her remarkable beauty, Ursula Andress gained worldwide fame portraying Honey Rider in Dr. No, 1962, becoming the first Bond girl. The scene of her emerging from the sea in a white bikini remains one of the most famous in cinema. In addition to that success, she also stood out in films such as Clash of the Titans, establishing herself as an international star. Verna Lisi, with her classic beauty and extraordinary talent, was one of the most respected actresses in Italian and international cinema. She shone in films like Casanova 70 and How to Murder Your Wife alongside Jack Lemmon, winning over audiences with her versatility. A significant aspect of her career was her refusal to be reduced to superficial roles, as she returned to Europe and won awards like the César for La Reine Margot, proving she was an artist of great depth and elegance. Catherine Deneuve stood out as one of the greatest icons of French cinema with her hypnotic beauty and sophistication. She starred in classics like The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, 1964, and Belle de Jour, 1967. For years, she was the official face of Marianne, the symbol of the French Republic, reinforcing her influence on the country's culture. Yvonne Craig, with her vibrant beauty and charismatic presence, stood out in the 1960s in films like It Happened at the World's Fair alongside Elvis Presley. Her talent in comedies and musicals made her one of the most captivating actresses of her generation. In this photo, Gina Lollobrigida radiates the charm that made her an icon of Italian cinema in the 1950s and 1960s. She stood out in films like Bread, Love and Dreams and The Devil is a Woman, moving seamlessly between light comedies and intense dramas. In the 1990s, she surprised many by running for the European Parliament, though she was not elected. In this photo, Carol Landis radiates the enchanting beauty that made her one of Hollywood's brightest stars in the 1940s. She shone in films like My Gal Sal and Four Jills in a Jeep, captivating audiences with her talent. A notable curiosity is that Carol was nicknamed the Armed Forces Sweetheart for her tireless efforts in entertainment tours for troops during World War II. With natural elegance and international talent, Karen Dor became one of the most memorable faces in German and international cinema in the 1960s. She immortalized herself as Helga Brandt in You Only Live Twice, portraying one of the most iconic villains in the James Bond franchise. She also shone in The Treasure of the Aztecs, solidifying herself as an icon of European cinema. In this photo, Monica Dietrich, a star of the 1960s, showcases the charm that established her on the runways of Paris and Milan and in prestigious magazine editorials such as Vogue and Harper's Bazaar. At the height of her fame, she left fashion to dedicate herself to environmental activism, shaping her life's legacy. Linda Carter, born on July 24, 1951, in Phoenix, Arizona, became a cultural icon by portraying the superhero Wonder Woman in the 1975 TV series. Her striking beauty and charisma brought the character to life, inspiring generations. Beyond her acting career, Linda stood out as a producer and singer, showcasing her versatility in the entertainment industry. Zsa Zsa Gabor, with her striking beauty and unparalleled elegance, shone in films like Moulin Rouge, 1952, and Lily, 1953. However, it was her life outside of the screen that made her a true icon. Her 9 marriages attracted worldwide attention, as well as her witty remarks about love and luxury. Amid glamorous parties and headlines, Zsa Zsa became immortalized as a symbol of 20th-century charm. Doris Day, with her radiant beauty and unmistakable charm, shone in Hollywood in the 1950s and 1960s. In Pillow Talk, she portrayed Jan Morrow, a character who combined intelligence, humor, and elegance, making her one of the most beloved actresses of her generation. Tanya Roberts won fans with her striking beauty and captivating performances in iconic roles. She shone as Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, and left her mark as Stacey Sutton in A View to a Kill, becoming a memorable Bond girl. On TV, she enchanted audiences as Julie Rogers in Charlie's Angels. Jacqueline Bisset, with her sophisticated charm, shone as one of the great stars of 1970s cinema. A leading actress in films like The Deep, 1977, and The Magnificent, 1973, she became an icon of elegance and a striking presence on screen. Despite her success, she chose to maintain her independence and declined several marriage proposals. Mara Corday, with her magnetic presence, stood out as one of the most fascinating stars of 1950s cinema. She shone in sci-fi and thriller classics like Tarantula, 1955, and The Black Scorpion, 1957. Decades later, her lasting friendship with Clint Eastwood brought her back to the screen with special appearances in films like The Gauntlet, 1977. Kirstie Alley, with her captivating presence and unique charisma, shone in the 1980s and 1990s in Cheers and Look Who's Talking. Despite facing personal struggles in her youth, she reinvented herself and conquered Hollywood. Her elegance and irresistible charm made her an unforgettable figure in the entertainment industry. Janet Munro shone as one of the most promising stars of British cinema during the 1950s and 1960s. In films like Darby O'Gill and The Little People and The Day the Earth Caught Fire, she captivated audiences with her engaging talent and unique charisma. Her delicate and unforgettable beauty, combined with her natural charm, immortalized her presence in film history. Barbara Eden, with her captivating beauty and enchanting smile, won over generations by portraying the unforgettable Jeannie in the series I Dream of Jeannie in the 1960s and 1970s. As proof of her impact on television, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1988. Elsa Sommer became one of the most notable European actresses of the 1960s and 1970s with her striking beauty. She shone in productions like The Prize and A Shot in the Dark, charming alongside Hollywood's biggest names. A fascinating fact is that Elsa spoke several languages, including German, English, French, and Italian, which expanded her presence in international productions. Diane McBain captivated the 1960s with her striking beauty and talent that set her apart in both dramas and comedies. In films like Parish and Claudel English, her performances charmed audiences. Beyond cinema, she discovered another passion as a writer, leaving her mark in literature as well. In this photo, Jane Mansfield showcases the charisma and beauty that made her one of Hollywood's most famous blondes in the 1950s and 1960s. Shining in films like The Girl Can't Help It, 1956, and Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter? 1957, she captivated audiences with her charm and humor. Her glamorous and daring journey ended unexpectedly in 1967, but her legacy remains alive. Mamie Van Doren, with her striking beauty and bold attitude, became one of Hollywood's most iconic blondes in the 1950s and 1960s. She stood out in films like Teacher's Pet and The Girl in the Calendar, where her charisma won over audiences. She refused to be confined to conventional roles, adopting an independent stance that made her a symbol of authenticity. Joanne Woodward, with her serene beauty and exceptional talent, shone in Hollywood cinema in the 1950s and 1960s. Her standout performance in The Three Faces of Eve earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress, establishing her as one of the most talented performers of her generation. Carol Baker, with her talent and captivating gaze, starred in classics like Baby Doll, The Big Country, and The Carpetbaggers, establishing herself as one of Hollywood's great actresses. In the 1970s, she chose to leave the United States and moved to Italy, where she reinvented her career in European productions. Diana Dors, with her unique beauty and magnetic personality, was regarded as Britain's answer to Marilyn Monroe in the 1950s. She shone in films like The Million-Pound Note and Yield to the Night, combining charm and dramatic talent. Beyond cinema, she was known for her lavish parties attended by top stars, solidifying her status as a glamour icon. Eva Marie Saint captivated audiences with her refined beauty and memorable performances that left an indelible mark on cinema. She shone alongside Marlon Brando in On the Waterfront, a role that earned her an Academy Award, and charmed as the enigmatic spy in Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest. A remarkable fact is her career spanning more than 7 decades, where she remained both relevant and admired. Shelley Fabares won over audiences in the 1960s as both an actress and singer. She starred alongside Elvis Presley in Girl Happy, while her hit song Johnny Angel topped the charts. Later, she reinvented herself on television, starring in the series Coach during the 1980s and 1990s. Exuding confidence and striking beauty, Sybil Shepherd quickly became a symbol of the 1970s. Through unforgettable performances such as Betsy in Taxi Driver and JC in The Last Picture Show, she captivated audiences with her charismatic presence. Her career successfully extended to television, where she continued to shine as one of the most recognized artists of her generation. Capucine, born in 1928 in France, captivated audiences with her sophisticated beauty and talent in cinema. As one of the first TV heroines, she became a symbol of independence and strength for millions of fans. Raquel Welch captivated audiences in the 1970s with her portrayal of the charming Constance Bonacieux in The Three Musketeers, 1973. Her charismatic performance earned her a Golden Globe, but it was her unparalleled beauty that made her a true symbol of elegance and a standout presence in cinema. Patty Chandler, with her youthful spirit and captivating beauty, stood out as one of the beach film stars of the 1960s. Known for roles in productions like Beach Blanket Bingo, she made a lasting impression on audiences. Beyond her acting, Patty became famous for embodying the relaxed lifestyle of that era, becoming a symbol of teen cinema in that decade. Susie Parker, born in 1932, was one of the first supermodels and a talented actress. She stood out in films like Funny Face, 1957, and Circle of Deception, 1960, where her elegance shone. Beyond her success in film and fashion, her personal life was marked by 3 marriages, including one to actor Bradford Dillman. With unparalleled elegance and exceptional talent, Diana Rigg left her mark as a 1960s icon. As Emma Peel in The Avengers, she redefined the image of the strong and sophisticated woman on television. In the 1970s, she impressed audiences by portraying Countess Teresa di Vincenzo in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Decades later, she captivated viewers once again as Olenna Tyrell in Game of Thrones. With her striking beauty, Pamela Tiffin quickly stood out as one of Hollywood's most charming actresses in the 1960s. She shone in films like 1, 2, 3, where her comedic talent won over audiences. At the peak of her career, she surprised many by leaving the United States and continuing her career in European cinema. With a mesmerizing gaze that captivated screens, Stella Stevens became one of Hollywood's leading names in the 1960s and 1970s. She stood out in films like The Nutty Professor and The Poseidon Adventure, charming audiences with her charisma and talent. Early in her modeling career, she was named one of the most promising stars of 1960 by the Golden Globe New Star of the Year award. Yvette Mimieux, with her angelic beauty and delicate features, was one of Hollywood's most memorable stars of the 1960s. She stood out in iconic roles such as Weena in the classic The Time Machine and in the dramatic production Light in the Piazza. Her career paved the way for portraying complex and independent women in an era of limited roles. Vicki Dugan, known as The Back for her daring backless dresses, was a model and actress who challenged Hollywood standards in the 1950s and 1960s. Her striking beauty and bold style made her an icon of the era, standing out in photoshoots and events that celebrated her elegance and presence. Cindy Crawford, with her iconic beauty and signature mark, the famous beauty spot above her lip, became one of the most influential supermodels of the 1990s. A star of global campaigns for brands like Pepsi and Versace, she helped redefine fashion and style standards. In addition to her successful runway career, Cindy expanded her influence into business and philanthropy, proving that her impact goes far beyond fashion. With her striking beauty and charismatic presence, Sid Charisse became one of the biggest names in entertainment in the 1950s and 1960s. Her talent shone in both film, in movies like The Big Circus, and in music. An interesting fact is that, alongside her husband Xavier Cugat, she helped popularize Latin music in the United States. Natalie Wood, star of West Side Story, 1961, and This Property is Condemned, 1966, shone with her talent and beauty but faced personal struggles in the 1970s and early 1980s. In 1981, a night on a yacht resulted in a tragic incident, and her body was found the following day. With an angelic face and captivating talent, Lorella De Luca shone in Italian cinema in the 1950s and 1960s. She stood out in films like Bread, Love and Dreams, where her natural charm won over audiences, and in spaghetti western productions directed by her husband Duccio Tessari. Yolanda Betbeze, crowned Miss America in 1951, revolutionized the pageant by refusing to pose in a swimsuit. Her stance challenged norms and initiated changes in the role of women in beauty contests. Additionally, she dedicated herself to activism, supporting civil rights and equality. With her magnetic beauty and impressive talent, Inger Stevens stood out as one of Hollywood's most fascinating stars in the 1950s and 1960s. She shone in films like The World, The Flesh and the Devil and in the series The Farmer's Daughter, where her dramatic prowess captivated audiences. Despite her success, her personal life was discreet, including a private marriage to Ike Jones. Alexandra Bastido, born in 1946, was an actress best known for her role in the series The Champions, 1968, and films like Casino Royale, 1967. Beyond her acting career, she dedicated herself to animal protection, founding a sanctuary that helped many species. Her life, which ended in 2014, left a legacy of talent and compassion. Lisa Gastoni exuded a unique charisma and natural beauty that made her stand out in European cinema during the 1950s and 1960s. Although she mainly appeared in smaller productions, her striking presence won over audiences. Though little known outside Europe, she is considered by classic cinema fans as a symbol of charm and elegance of the era. With a graceful presence and captivating talent, Barbara Hancock shone as a multifaceted artist in the 1960s. In Finian's Rainbow, her dancing skills brought magic and emotion to the film. Before her film career, she charmed audiences on Broadway, establishing herself as an unforgettable figure who seamlessly combined dance and acting. Annette Vadim stood out as an actress during the 1950s and 1960s, especially in the film Les Liaisons Dangereuses. As a muse and wife of director Roger Vadim, she captivated audiences with both her striking presence and talent. A notable fact was her role as one of the most photographed women of her era, symbolizing the fusion of art, fashion, and cinema. Carrie Fisher became a cultural icon by portraying Princess Leia in the Star Wars saga, marking generations with her charisma and striking presence. In addition to acting, she was a talented writer known for works like Postcards from the Edge, where she humorously and honestly addressed topics such as mental health and addiction. Carrie left a lasting legacy, combining talent, courage, and authenticity in everything she did. Michelle Pfeiffer, with her mesmerizing beauty and unmatched talent, emerged as one of Hollywood's greatest stars of the 1980s. She shone in iconic roles like Elvira Hancock in Scarface and the mysterious Catwoman in Batman Returns. Her charisma and versatility cemented a successful career spanning decades, making her a reference of elegance and acting in cinema. Christie Brinkley, with her luminous beauty and captivating smile, became one of the most iconic supermodels of the 1980s. She graced the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition for 3 consecutive years, an unprecedented achievement, and stood out as the face of global brands. In addition to modeling, she shone as an actress in National Lampoon's Vacation and later dedicated herself to environmental activism and social causes. Christina Applegate captivated audiences in the 1980s and 1990s as the irreverent Kelly Bundy in the series Married with Children, where her charm and comedic talent stole the scene. In addition to shining on TV, she excelled in films like Sweet Home Alabama and Anchorman, showing her versatility as an actress. Kelly LeBrock became an icon of the 1980s by starring in films like The Woman in Red and Weird Science. Combining charm and a striking presence, she captivated the audience and solidified her place as one of the era's muses. Beyond her film career, Kelly also made her mark as a model, becoming the face of iconic campaigns. Charlotte Rampling, born in 1946 in England, is known for her enigmatic beauty and intense performances. She stood out in films like 45 Years, Swimming Pool, and Melancholia, receiving international acclaim. An icon of European cinema, she shone in challenging roles such as The Night Porter, where she explored the emotional complexities of a provocative narrative. With her classic beauty and striking presence, Margot Jensen became an unforgettable name when she portrayed Lieutenant Athena in Battlestar Galactica. The role captivated science fiction fans and cemented her image as a genre icon. However, despite her rising career, she chose to step away from the spotlight, but her legacy remains alive. Jennifer Jason Leigh, with her combination of unique beauty and remarkable talent, made her name in Hollywood as one of the most versatile actresses of her generation. During the 1980s and 1990s, she shone in The Hitcher and Single White Female, delivering intense and captivating performances. In this photo, Bobbi Brown exudes the charisma and magnetism that made her an icon of the 1990s. A model and music video star, she became immortalized in Warrant's Cherry Pie, symbolizing glam rock. In her autobiography, Bobby revealed a striking curiosity. She declined an invitation to go out with Leonardo DiCaprio during the time of Titanic. Erin Gray stood out as one of the biggest TV stars in the 1980s. She portrayed the fearless Colonel Wilma Deering in Buck Rogers in the 25th century, marking generations with her charisma and independence. Before fame, Erin was a renowned model, solidifying her image as an icon of style and sophistication both on and off the screen. Angie Dickinson, with her unmistakable charisma, became one of Hollywood's most remarkable stars in the 1950s and 1960s. She stood out in films like Rio Bravo and The Sins of Rachel Cade, leaving her mark in dramas and westerns. Her role in the TV series Police Woman made her one of the first women to lead a police procedural series. Anouk Aimee, with her enigmatic beauty and exceptional talent, became an icon of European cinema. She shone in films such as La Dolce Vita and A Man and a Woman, earning nominations for prestigious awards. Her work shaped the portrayal of complex female characters, solidifying her as one of the greatest stars of French cinema. Music.